Hey guys, it's Jess with House Inspections. I am out front of my house and in my neighborhood, and every year when we get a big snow, I always feel compelled to have the insulation conversation with everyone and the value of it, because it's sort of hard to really see it until you see snow following a large snowfall. And then it really points out, you can see quite clearly on a house where they are losing heat. Obviously, thermal imaging cameras and stuff do this really well, but if you don't have one of those, then just driving around your neighborhood after a snowstorm, or really looking at your own house, because that's really all that matters, to see, maybe you don't have enough insulation in your own attic, especially in these northern climates, to see where you're losing heat. So I will flip the camera around. I'll show you. This is several days after quite a few inches of snow, and what my roof looks like. I've got over R60 insulation in my attic, and my attic is air sealed as well to prevent, sort of moisture and heat loss up through all the ceiling penetration. So snow stays on my roof quite well. I don't really have a lot of ice dam issues, even though my home has a large, all the homes in this neighborhood have really big, deep soffit areas or eaves or overhangs, so they could be very prone to icicles and ice dams. But this is the advantage of having heavy insulation in your attic. So I'll flip it around and I will show you what I'm talking about. So obviously you can see really even snow cover. Really, there's a little bit of snow that's been lost right up at the peak there, but you don't really see any icicles hanging off of my roof. But you can look over at lots of neighbors. And this house, and my home is southern facing, so people that say it's just the sun, it's not. My house is south facing, the front of my house, and then so the neighbor across the street, this is north facing, and you can see the snow loss, and you can see that he's still got heavy snow on the garage, but a lot of snow loss over his house because he's losing a lot of heat there. That's why over his garage he's still got quite a bit of snow, if you can see through the trees there, because he's not losing heat there, but he definitely is over his house. And that's north facing, so that is not the sun that is doing that necessarily. If anything, my home would be a prime candidate for the sun being the cause of melting all the snow, because the front of my house gets sun all day long because it's south facing. So the idea that it's just the sun melting the snow, no, it's heat loss. That's why oftentimes you will see snow still sitting on garage roofs long after it is melted off of the portion of the house roof, because that's heat that you're paying for that is rising up and melting all of that snow, and then getting to the cold overhangs and creating the icicle issues, like you saw in my other neighbor's house. So there is a benefit if you're going to live in your house, usually for more than a couple of years. Depending on how little insulation is currently in your attic, adding insulation can help not just with the comfort of the house, but the cost of heating your house. And if you're in northern climates, potentially help preventing things like ice dams. So just thought I would point it out because it's that time of year again. Bye guys.